Morning everyone, Staff Sergeant Will Ashmore here with Army Sports Car Racing. We are at Silverstone GP circuit this weekend, and for the first time we are doing the C1 24-hour race. Something I've personally always wanted to do. I know something that the team have always been striving to do. It's something that takes a lot of time, effort and money, but we're here and we're doing it. Essentially it's a one-make race. There's just over 40 cars on the grid, all Citroen C1s flying around the track. It's going to be a great weekend. We did qualifying yesterday and a night practice. Qualifying was difficult, to be honest, because of the 6-driver team that we have. We had 90 minutes to get each driver out to do 3 laps, and we just about had that time. Luckily, the stewards were happy to include the out lap and the in lap as part of those 3 laps. It didn't have to be 3 flying laps because we simply didn't have the time to do it. So therefore each driver only had effectively 1 flying lap to get out on the track and try and put a good time on the board, which was incredibly difficult, and we struggled with that. But we got there. We're halfway up the grid. We came 26th out of 42 cars. Not amazing. Struggling with the setup of the car, which the lads are working on right now today. So hopefully we can improve that for the race. But we are where we are. It's a long race. Qualifying doesn't really matter too much in this race. The key thing is we keep our noses clean. And us as the drivers, the 6-driver team who you'll meet shortly, it is our job, it is our only job to not crash that car. If we can keep our noses clean throughout the entire race, we will do well. That is for sure. So here she is, the mighty Army Citroen C1 in all of her camouflage glory. This little 1 litre, 68 horsepower car is going to be our steed to carry us around the track for the next 24 hours. Got Chris working on the car right now, along with Davs, getting some jobs jobbed. Importantly, we're concentrating on the setup of the car. These cars are really sensitive to setup, so we're really trying to find something that can just make the car get around the track, not cook the tyres, and give us the grip that we need, because it's super important. But the cars are pretty basic. As we said, 1 litre, 68 horsepower, fitted out with the safety equipment. It has a very slight suspension upgrade. We run endurance pads, and we run these Nankang spec C1 Cup tyres, which are shaved just to give a little bit more stability in the tyre. But other than that, I think they're a pretty standard car. You know I love being a technical geek, so as always I'm trying to get the best out of this car for this race this weekend. So we'll get the setup done. We'll get the setup done on the car, and then I think we'll introduce some of the drivers, chat with the team manager, and then we'll be into the race. Cool, so the setup's now done on the car. We are pretty much in a good space for the race. So we've got quite a few hours to kill now, so no better time than to catch up with the one and only Ted Danston.
Yeah. I haven't heard that for a while.
Team manager.
You the new guy.
Pulling them out the bag.
You the new guy. Yeah.
Oh, it's difficult to hold and need a bigger arm. Cool, so how are you feeling about the race, mate? We've obviously got quali out the way. How was yesterday for you, and how are you planning on managing the team for the race ahead?
Yeah, so we had a good bit of a shakeout yesterday, cracked some jobs out on the car that needed doing. Now we've got the entire team en masse with the car. It's making things a lot quicker and better for us to get after the quick wins. I think the car went out with a good setup. Oh, there's a car behind us. Went out with a good setup. Set some really good times. Obviously you put in the quickest time yourself, which was encouraging to see, and to be honest we thought that would have happened anyway because you are pretty experienced with all this sort of stuff. But you know, the whole team did a really good session and got a lot out of it. The night quali then was pretty good. We had a few dramas with the electric light panels which sort of lost us a little bit of time on track, and there was a couple of full course yellows as well which also lost us a bit of time. But across the board, you know, all the drivers got a lot out of it. you know, Mark and Josh, it's their very first time in a race environment. They've done a few track days now, but this is essentially their first race, and what a race to do for your first, you know, a 24-hour race is popping that cherry pretty hard.
Yep. And there's a really great story behind Josh and Mark, which I'll talk to them and introduce them to you later, but carrying on.
Yeah, but you know, the weather's beautiful. It's really, really good track conditions. We have got until about 1700 today until we're going to be getting suited and booted. The race starts at 20 to 6, and then we're into it for 24 hours. So we just need to sort of work out our strategy now of who's going to start the race, which is going to be quite chaotic. You know, when there's 60 plus cars going into turn 1, and they're all single make, there's not a lot of breathing space amongst the cars. So we need to be pretty sensible about who we send out first for the to make sure the car stays straight. Basically, we don't bin it on the first lap, because that'd be pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And then we almost go straight into night racing. You know, it starts getting dark around 9 o'clock, and then until 5 o'clock the following morning. So we just need to work out our pecking order of who's going out to do what, and making sure the car's well looked after throughout the night.
Lots of strategy to strategize.
Lots to work out. This is a really good team event. We've got nearly 20 of the team members here across the pit crew, and we're just having a really good time with it.
Yes, indeed. And do you know how I know when an interview has gone on for long enough? Because my arm is in absolute rag holding this camera up. I'm going to switch arms because I'm killing. Jesus Christ.
We've got the mic.
Yeah. We've got best driver, JC.
Not the best driver yet this weekend. I'm still aiming for that.
We've all got a lot to learn, but yeah, JC's one of the drivers on the team this weekend. You should have seen the Instagram posts showing the team. We've got a 6-driver team, varying from experienced drivers to brand new drivers doing their first race. But mate, how was quali for you last night? Yesterday.
Yeah, well, so the evening qualifying was actually a bit of an experience. I've driven the C1 once around the GP circuit on a completely different tyres, completely different setup. So it was straight into a baptism of fire, shall we say? But I was happy with it. I know there's loads of time for myself to find in the car, but that will just come at seat time. But I really enjoyed it yesterday, and I'll say the team was superb, getting us in and out. Driver changes were all pretty seamless, so we put us in good stead for this evening to get into it, I think.
Yeah. How did you find Silverstone at night?
Yeah, that was also another experience. Having never driven in the dark before, that was certainly a new experience. But actually, I really enjoyed it, and actually went a second and a half quicker in the dark. So maybe I should just drive with my eyes closed more. Maybe that's the trick to going quicker.
Well, you only see what you need to see, right?
Yeah.
Just the road in front. No distractions.
No distractions. No. But yeah, that was a great experience driving in the dark. Having never done it before, so I'm really looking forward to my first stint, which will probably be in the middle of the night tonight, so it will be dark.
You and me both, mate.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the graveyard shift. Me and you, I think. Yeah, so looking forward to that tonight.
Handover.
Yeah.
But we're mid-pack starting the race. I think we're definitely going to gain positions, as all of us have not had enough seat time in the car. The car is untested. We haven't really got a decent setup put in the car. But we're going with what we got, and I'm certain as we all gain confidence and build pace, we're going to move our way up the pack during the race. Are you going to roll the car?
No.
Good on.
That is my biggest fear. I've seen many videos of C1s, and they seem to be in their roof a lot. So goal 1, let's not have the C1 on its roof. There's
one rule for the drivers, and I'm going to keep saying it: don't crash.
Don't crash. Stay out of trouble, and we will finish well just by staying out of trouble and finishing the race. So that is goal number 1 for sure. I think it's just finish in one piece.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Let's go and look at some sexy endurance cars.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, next driver up, we've got Cobbers. Everyone knows him. We've all seen him before. Top player on the team, long-time player. Okay, so just a few quizzes really about yesterday, the night race. How was quali? We'll start with quali.
Yeah.
Chronological order and all that.
So I went out fourth and did an out lap, a flying lap, well, a bit of a half a flying lap, and then got full course yellows, I think, if I remember correctly. Sat behind full course yellows for, I think, about 3 laps, getting frustrated, thinking, are the team going to pull me in to do a driver change? And I've not really managed to get a decent lap in. But yeah, I managed to get one flying lap after that, which took a bit of a chunk out of our time and moved us up a bit of a place, which was good. Came back in, the rest of the drivers went through, and then we moved on to practice from 9 p.m. Again, I was the 4th driver to go out, so it was really, really dark when we went out, but thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. My first time driving at night, almost racing, pretty much practice.
How does the night compare to the daytime? Don't say because it's dark.
You can see less.
What would you say is like the differences?
It's really dark out there. We've got floodlights on the front of the car, which do help a lot, but they don't go obviously as far as the distance you can see during the day. And then because all the cars have got floodlights on, you're just getting totally blinded from behind you. And if you've ever driven on a motorway or at night with somebody with the full beams on behind you, you can't really judge how far away that car is, which for me makes it more exciting. I was really loving that fact of being more on the edge. That's what I thrive on during racing, and the fact that you've got to memorise the track more. You can't just rely on what you can see. You've got to go off your memory. So you're kind of almost being reactive rather than proactive to the corners, which again was like late on the brakes and just throwing the car in. But actually that works for this car and this setup. Throwing the car into the corners seems to be what the car likes, handling wise. So I was actually going faster at night than I think I was during quali yesterday. So yeah, really looking forward to tonight, because I'm starting
First
in the dark. Yeah. So but again, during the practice at night last night, I only did half a flying lap, and then the full course yellows came on. So I've not had much luck over the last couple of days.
Seems to be the story across the team, but we can only get faster.
Yeah,
we can only get faster. How do we do that?
PPE wise, what you got there? Gloves. There's the gloves, the old Cubs gloves. Yep.
Oh yeah, good. Don't get me knees in it, will you?
So you can Photoshop that now.
Sweet.
Do you want a bit of thigh?
Okay, so we're now chatting to our next pair of drivers. We've got Josh and Mark, both new to the team, both owners of the car, and both have a bit of a unique story about how the car came to be in its current form. Who wants to go first on
You go first.
the story?
So this car started as my first car. I bought it, I learned to drive in it, I even passed my test in the car. So it's been quite a story in my life having this car. I bought it with the idea of turning it into a race car. I bought my second car and we got to work. We've never worked on cars before. Always had an interest, so it's been a massive learning curve. Learning how a car works, taking the engine apart, getting all the bits off of the car, learning the bits you need to replace, building up a large kit of tools as we've got over here. A big thing in this in an endurance race like this is having spares. So lots of money on a donor car and stripping multiple cars of parts.
What made you choose the C1?
I wanted something cheap, to be honest.
But you bought it with the intention of racing?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
In a 24-hour race?
Yeah.
For your first ever race?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, you
but my idea wasn't to do the 24-hour race first. But
okay, and then we came along. Sorry about that.
But yeah, funnily enough, I'd Bad Obsession Motorsports. I'd seen a series of them building a Citroen C1 for the City Car Cup, which is a sprint series. I like the idea of that. but I wanted to do something with Dad, and we decided to go for endurance racing. I found this series. We got in touch with Robin, went to some days at Silverstone to see what the championship was all about. It's a really good group of teams here, really close-knit group, and we decided to go for it, and here we are.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And Dad on the team.
Dad's here too.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about all this? Would you say you're the investor in this outfit?
Yeah. I think the credit card of the team, I think is the fair summation of my position, which I'm more than happy to be. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. And from being complete novices, I'm an auctioneer, I've never worked on cars, never done any engineering, never done any electrics, and just having a car like this with a club that gives you very clear build notes, very easy accessible kits to buy, and actually you can get from stripping a car out to building 90% of a race car actually quite easily in a very novice way. And then with the help of you guys in the Army Sports Car Racing team, it's brilliant. I mean, the skills that are here to help finish off the bits, troubleshoot the problems that we haven't picked up. And it's a really proud moment for me, getting the car to this point and on the verge of a race start. 24 hours is a bit daunting, but just being at this point on a lovely sunny afternoon, bank holiday weekend is brilliant. It feels so good.
Doesn't get any better. And we got a good outfit, right? Like the team are, especially like the support crew, they're brilliant, and they're going to be up for the next 36 hours effectively, whilst us princesses are in our trailers trying to get some shut-eye in between the stints. But,
and like Joshua said about all of the other teams that are around, talking to the other teams up and down the paddock, they're interested in what the Army Sports Car team is doing and the setup that we've got and the skill set. And it's that kind of thing. We've had some issues with the light panels. You go and see another team that have fitted these, and they're more than happy to share their experience of how they've done it, talking about different setup and all those things. It's a very close paddock.
What was really cool as well, you've got the C1 Club WhatsApp group chat where the admins, I've never seen before, the admins like showing the top 3 qualifiers, what their tyres look like, in-car footage, stuff like that was super cool. For everyone else on the grid to like understand how that's done and how you could possibly be, what are we, like 6-7 seconds quicker than our lap time, which is, when everyone's in effectively the same car, is phenomenal. So yeah, a lot to learn. But yeah, Josh, so first race, mate, what's like your strategy for yourself going into the race? Because you are going to do the second, no, you're not. You're last, aren't you?
I'm last.
You're going to race into the morning, I think, which would be pretty cool.
So looking forward to a bit of a sunrise stint, hopefully.
After a good sleep. No apprehension.
I am nervous. It's after qualifying and practice yesterday, it is daunting. It's so close between all the other cars. It's you're really close on track. A lot to learn. I think I'm really looking forward to just learning, getting track time, learning the car a bit more, because I've not driven the car for that long a stint in practice. But overall, I'm really excited. This is the goal, and we're here, and I can't wait to get on and do it as a team. Really excited.
And Mark, how are you feeling about the race?
So I'm out second, so evening into dusk, which I'm really excited about. Wasn't that keen on night driving, I must admit.
How did you find that last night?
It was actually really good fun. I had a very long full course yellow, so I didn't really get any speed up in the short session that I had. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The car felt really comfortable even at night in cooler temperatures. It was great. And just like Joshua said, building confidence. Had very little driver time yesterday because of the session length. Just looking forward to getting in, getting settled, nice deep breaths, and keep it clean and get around.
Are you going to run the radio with some music out on the race? Because you have to have the radio in the car working. So
I might swap between the commentary and I like a bit of drum and bass, so I might have a bit of that. So
Keep you awake.
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. Well, chaps, thank you very much. I think we'll call it there. So let's look forward to the race, eh?
Absolutely.
Oh, first question though. What is the first rule from the drivers? The only rule that we have throughout this race. What is it?
Don't crush it.
Thank you. Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. We'll need a brake cleaner apparently. And then we'll write some rules and tips and strategy stuff on there for everyone to know and clock. Are you actually filming?
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Okay, so final driver in the lineup of the team. I'm here with Colonel Rich Hall, who's the head of Army engagement within the Army itself. And I suppose on that point, we'll talk about that first. So with what we're doing here, Army Sports Car Racing, specifically in the C1 doing a 24-hour today, how do you link that to engagement and driving out with the public?
Yeah, well, I think for the Army, competing in a public event is a really interesting proposition. I think the public sort of see less and less of us now, so to be able to pick a big sporting event, something that is quite iconic, a 24-hour race, and to pit ourselves against a big grid. There are something like 50 plus cars on the grid, and some of them being driven by some of the top racing drivers in the country.
Yeah, we've got a team of touring car drivers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Among others, but yeah.
So that's really daunting, and I think we back ourselves to do well in that kind of environment. It's not just about the drivers; it's about the mechanics and the wider support wrap around it. So I think these events are really a great platform to promote the Army and to promote what we stand for, of our teamwork and our values and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Super. Well, especially like in this environment, really big team event. And you yourself are obviously a driver. You have experience in the Ford Focus
Cup.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is my second season of having a go at racing. Did a little bit of Focus Cup at the back end of last season and a couple more now. So it's a single make championship. It's competitive in that the cars are so closely matched. So the racing's really close. So I think that translates a little bit to this. But
absolutely,
I'm still quite new into it. So it's a lot to learn. And the car is very different. It handles very differently to me. So I don't have a lot of reference points to fall back on.
Yeah.
And then clearly I'm starting the race.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so we picked you to start the race, but based on that one-make racing experience, a lot of us are used to racing in multi-class series and championships where it's not such an even start from the get-go, right? So that's why we've got you starting the race and capitalising on that experience. So looking ahead to the race, well, in a few hours now, what are your expectations?
Well, I think,
what are you hoping for?
Yeah, I think the way obviously we did the qualifying, all the drivers set their best times.
Yeah.
Clearly you set an outstanding time and have got us in a really good position on the grid. What I've now got to do is inherit that position and try my best to maintain it as much as I can to pass the baton on to the team. So I think that's going to be a challenge. And actually the closeness of the racing at the start I think will be pretty intense. So one of the jobs really is to bring the car home in that first stint in one piece.
The golden rule for all the drivers.
And not nurse it necessarily, but just drive it sympathetically, but as quickly as I can and defend as best I can. And then hopefully learn the track as I go and be competitive and push the pace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge for me personally.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing us all grow on track with the car, increasing our pace. Most importantly, bringing us back in the 24-hour mark. So,
well, there's a lot to think about as well. It is. I found it quite a sensory overload with driver changes, with sort of scanning to get out onto the circuit so that the organisers know who's driving. I think just the wider wrap around this race is very different from the sort of standing start races, very short duration races as well. So. Yeah, there's a lot to take in, I think, as a driver. A lot of mistakes to be able to make or avoid.
Well, we'll catch up with you during the race, and certainly after your first stint. So thank you for this little interview now. We'll see you in a few hours after your first stint. Looking forward to it. Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Do you want to jump on? Yeah. Cool, so get your kit, get 4 wheel bolts in your tray, have everything set up at the side. Just give it a bit of clearance, spin him off slightly to make him balance his position. Get yourself set up nicely. So, after that, we're happy. If we're turn down on that,
Scotty, very quickly, mate. Good to see you.
How's
You
it
are
going?
the garage / pit master for this event.
Yeah.
Very quickly, mate. What are we doing here?
So we're just running the team through some drills for the pit stops, making sure everyone's happy so because we can gain a lot of time in the pits here. So we're just going to keep running through, making sure everyone's nice and slick, knows where they need to be, and then we'll just go as fast as we can.
Awesome.
Ready for the race.
Practice makes perfect.
Hopefully.
Sweet stuff. Cool. We're going to catch up with you during the race, I think. See what's cracking,
Yeah, nice.
especially when we have some drama.
Hopefully
We won't
not.
have. But
Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully you guys have a really, really boring 24 hours. But
If we have the most
doubt
boring
it.
time and I can sit and sleep on that sofa, I'm going to be very happy.
yeah, man. Cool. Thanks, mate.
Nice one.
There's a real hum of energy around the pits at the moment. Everyone's getting ready to go all around the garages. We've still got racing going on in the background, well, around the circuit. We've got the Brscc F4 out at the moment. But yeah, you can feel the energy building up. We're all getting ready.
Don't screen make them jealous. I don't know what that is. Lads, what's this orange tape that's attached to a wire?
So just before we go out to the side whiteboards, but because we've got to shut the isolator, it won't turn on. No, so it's before you go out, we're about to go for I was drain the battery.
We'll go to the assembly with now then, so you know to do that.
Yeah, so
Put it on.
Only 2 people can go to assembly.
You're on the SCR. All right, we're into the race start. We have begun. 24 hours to go.
Army Motorsport, we operated for about 10 years or so. We operate across several different championships. And an opportunity came across to us about 12 months ago when Josh, a new member of the team, and his dad bought us a C1 purely to race in this event. Through our funding channels, we've essentially managed to get us here, pay for the entry and all the other bits and pieces using their car.
Fantastic. Now, I love a bit of military humour. I don't know about you. Let's have a look at this job. Any good team has a job role here. Ted, talk us through it.
Number 1 and number 2, do not crash. You know, we all know an endurance race is all about finishing reliably and just getting the car safely over the line. We're not here to take any chances, any big risks. Our primary aim of this race is to finish with mostly straight panels on the car.
And then number 3?
Just can't reiterate enough. We just want to finish this race with a nice clean car as best as we can. So hopefully we can achieve 1 and 2, maybe not 3, but we'll give it a go.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Oh, hi. What am I speaking?
Do it again.
What?
Interview 2. No, we're good.
What am I doing now?
I don't know, just filming the shiz. Cobbles once in.
Birthday boy?
Hello.
We need some... I love the fact you're still double jacketed up and it's only like 7 o'clock.
Can everyone on the video just wish Cobbles a happy birthday in the comments?
Thank
He's
you.
only just turned 26.
Can you sing happy birthday to yourself?
Well, I'll sing it for Dougie because it's
Oh, yeah.
Dougie's
We've got
birthday.
Dougie's
So
birthday.
Oh, it's Dougie. Yeah, keep
then-
forgetting it's Dougie's birthday.
Dougie can sing
Keep
it to
forgetting
me.
about that. You can look lovingly into each other's eyes and sing happy birthday to each other. Loving you.
But whilst we're here, mate, and whilst you got the microphone,
Super.
how are we looking? We're an hour into the race, 1 clean hour down.
Yeah, 100%. Probably couldn't be happier with what's happened so far. As we expected, we dropped back a little bit because yourself set the fastest time, and we expected to fall back a little bit because of that. But in terms of the actual where we currently are, we're still in a respectable place of 34th.
Yeah.
Car's absolutely clean. We're in clean air, having a good time. Everything's running quite smoothly. A few teams around us have had a few issues. There's already a gearbox change 60 minutes into the race, which is fun times for them.
Yeah. And an engine change on another car.
Oh, and an engine change. I wasn't tracking that, but you know, dare I say it, it's a little bit boring at the minute. But I'm sure it'll get a bit spicier later on.
Boring is good.
Yeah, boring is good. But at the minute, you know, sun's shining again. It's nice day to be at Silverstone.
Beauty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we are 1 hour into the race. Rich is out. He's plugging around very well, actually. He's into the 309s, I think, on the lap times, so pretty consistent. He's sat on his own, so he's probably having a pretty boring time, but being on his own is safe. But to maintain pace in this race, you need to be in the pack because you bump draft each other along and you generally get a better lap time. So hopefully we'll get some racing where some of the drivers are sat in the pack, pulling themselves along and pulling ourselves up the order. Solid stint by Rich there. We have extended the 2 hour mark. We are 2 hours and 6 minutes into this race and we're still going, so this is great because the pits are starting to get really busy now and we are quite literally leapfrogging these cars as they're coming in to make their stops, so going really well. Okay guys, the track has just gone full course yellow. Don't worry, I'm talking to myself in the camera. Everyone just turned to look at me. I can give them a briefing. Just gone full course yellow, so that is perfect timing for us to now pull Richard in and get the pit stop conducted. So, sun's going down, stand by for a perfect pit stop.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, in shot.
Yeah, Rich. No, Rich. Well in.
Clear. Drop. Coming down. And just ready on the top. Can we get hands onto here? Probably like, how many to push back? Not main B. No. If you're pushing, let's go. I'll do. Yeah. Nice. pressures and then
Good job, lads. Good job.
Look at that tyre.
I knew he was getting 304s. It's like a proper slick.
So that one can still go again.
left side's going to wear more than the right anyway.
Sweet. Right, so Richard just coming out of off his stint. As you saw there, that was a really spot-on pit stop. The guys really nailed the pit stop, and man of the hour absolutely nailed that stint. That was a solid, I think it was like 2 hours and nearly 10 minutes. Maybe it was 2 hours and 10 minutes. Personally, I'd say that was a perfect stint. The lap times kept dropping and dropping. Super clean, but I was only watching from the sidelines, so how was it for you?
Really, I mean, first thing, really enjoyable.
Yeah,
the team did a cracking job. The car was the setup felt great.
Oh, well, yeah.
So that was kind of one of my worries about how the car would feel. But then, I think as I got more confident within it, it's you have to be really used to the car moving around a lot.
Yeah.
But you can throw it into something and it rolls and then sticks, which isn't a feeling I'm really used to. Yeah, but I think I was on my own for a little bit. So the start was a bit chaotic.
That, because we saw straight away the grid split up into packs, and you were kind of stuck in no man's land. The thing is, the packs drag each other around with the toe. Did you get a chance to feel the toe of any other cars?
Yeah, a little bit, and then obviously that changes the speed that you enter corners at. So then I probably didn't adjust enough, and then it broke the toe, and then But I managed to laugh a few people towards the end, which is nice. To get by some just the 2 hours actually goes quite quick.
Really, good to hear.
I'm soaking wet. But,
you made it look. You look fresh. Really fresh. You made it look easy, honestly.
The best thing is,
super
it's just good fun.
Yeah,
really
and the lap time is into the 204s, I think, high 204s. So, brilliant, brilliant. You seen your front tyre, front left?
No,
it is slick.
Is it?
There's no tread on it.
It's my bad driving.
Well, just using it well. No, perfect. Well done.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Cheers,
Okay guys, we're going into an early pit stop. We are an hour and 20 into this next stint. We've got a slight issue with the car where the back of the car's lights aren't working, and the rear light panel isn't working. So the guys are just working out now how we can quickly fix that fault on the car. We're going to conduct a driver change early, so Cobbers is getting ready now to get out on the track. We'll see how this pit stop goes. Hopefully we can turn it around nice and quick and get back out into the action. It's pretty dark now too. All right, here we go for the second pit stop of the race. Mark managed to hang it out for the full time. The track has just gone full course yellow. You can see that over there. Try and focus. Not really, but another perfect time for a pit stop. So we're going to bring him in now.
If he comes in, it comes.
Yeah, please go. Jamie, hands free. Hands off. Yeah, just get back. Oh, you're good. Right, go pro. Coming down. Yeah, 2. Inflated. Right, another inflated on that side. Got pressures.
Well, if you need a drum in there.
Ready to go. Hopefully it lasts 12 hours.
Another tops pit stop by the boys.
That was bloody good.
go in.
It's clear. Is he strapped in properly? Lights, lights.
No big beans in the foot, mate.
Have the beans. The lights off.
No big beans in the foot. Yeah, it was alright. So went out, and within about the first 10-15 minutes I got T-bone coming into a corner. One of the cars I gave loads of room for, and he just outbraked himself, dinked me, which meant my wing mirror was facing the wrong way on my right hand side. I was tempted to come back in, but I managed to reach and grab it and pull it back in. Then about an hour into my stint, I was going really well, and the exhaust came off, so I came into pit. Luckily the lads did a fantastic job, quickly got it back on and sent me back out for the remaining hour and a half. I think I did about 2 hours and 20, 2 hours and 30 minutes in total. And looking at the data on each of the last laps, I was just getting faster and faster and faster. I told the lads to put 3 psi in on the rears to give me a bit more movement in the rear when they were doing the exhaust, and that made loads of difference. It was taking 2-3 seconds off a lap, and I've just told the lads to add an extra 5 psi because it was still struggling to let go at the rear, which is obviously what we want in these cars. But all in all, yeah, absolutely loved it. Got right into the swing of things and the pace of things, and yeah, I'm glad to be out. That honestly felt like about 3 or 4 hours in there. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and just need to sit down and get some water now. But yeah, it's good.
Car pressure change made a difference, didn't it?
Yeah, massive. Yeah, straight away. Yeah, I could tell. I think went out on my flying lap, and I was doing, I think, about a 3:06 again, which is expected. The tyres had cooled down, but the second lap after that, I think I took 2 seconds off it straight away. So I just needed to remember there was a bit more movement in the rear, which almost caught me out a couple of times. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You didn't want it either, did you?
Say that again?
You didn't want it, did you? The pressure change.
No, well, I think they wanted to put it up by 10 psi, and I said 5, just because I thought 10 might be a bit too much. But I wanted to play on the safe side. But yeah, 10 would have been absolutely bob on. So Will will be really enjoying himself out there now. Slick handover with the lads, fantastic work on the pit stop, going out, coming back in, and the exhaust change. So big hands together for those guys. Yeah.
move here, don't play the race.
Go! Pretty good side to the blanket stop. No issues.
Yeah, so just coming off of the fourth stint of the race, I think. Really good, really good. The car just came on and on. We got the car down into the 301 somethings. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was eking. I did have a 3-minute dead on the lap timer, but we just didn't quite make it. It was just a constant stream of traffic, but the car was perfect. The car handled really well, and I felt pretty relaxed just going around. Considering I went out at like midnight, and it's now 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm feeling fairly fresh. I think I'm going to be buzzing for about 40 minutes, and I'll try and get some sleep, and we go on to the next one. But the car's great. That's the important thing. We've had, had some pretty solid running now I'll do some quick maths in my head, nearly 8 hours, no, over 8 hours. So we're nearly halfway through without any major issues. I managed 30 minutes of sleep just before I came out on this stint. Well, I didn't even sleep, I just laid in the van thinking about racing, but within that time we managed to lose an exhaust and be crashed into, but the lads sorted out really quickly. The pit stops have been absolutely perfect. So at the moment, the race couldn't go much better. We just need to keep climbing that leaderboard. I think we're 22nd at the moment. We got JC in the car now, who's very quick. So hopefully we'll just keep climbing. We want to be in that top 16 on that TV, so we're always front and centre. But yeah, good, really happy.
Yeah, it was absolutely superb. So I'm really happy with come back, and the lad said I've pushed us up to 19th from about mid-20th, so I was really, really happy with that. The first time, like I said, did a full stint in the darkness, so it was a pretty decent experience. I actually thought it was mega the whole time. Even with a bit little sleep death, I thought I still had a big smile on my face the whole time I was out there. So yeah, it was a really, really good experience. I'm already buzzing for my next stint, but ordered to get some sleep at some point. But yeah, the first stint has gone really well, and I was really happy with it.
Face any troubles?
No troubles at all, actually. It was a pretty problem-free stint, to be honest, which is perfect. That's what we want. We had like one full course yellow while we were out there for about 10, 15 minutes maybe, so that was nice just to relax a little bit, kind of settle back in. But yeah, I think I did about 2 hours 20. Yeah, so yeah, I think as far as the stint went, it was perfect. The times were bang on our fastest lap times at points, which is where I wanted to be, to get as quick as we can. And yeah, I was really happy with the stint, so that's perfect for us.
Had a great sunrise at the end as well.
Yeah, perfect sunrise. Yeah, driving into the morning. So yeah, I had the darkness to start with, and then like a really nice sunrise. So I got the full Silverstone experience like last night and this morning. So yeah, really happy with it.
Still got another stint to go, isn't it?
Yeah, another stint to go. So I'd imagine it'll be probably into the afternoon, near the end of the race now. So hopefully the car holds out and the lads keep it clean, and like I say, keep pushing on. I think if we keep out of trouble, we're just going to keep elevating ourselves up that table. So I'm already looking forward to that next stint.
Let's keep pushing, right?
Yeah, let's keep pushing. Let's do it.
your first stint in your first race.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, the first couple of laps were really quite scary. It's a challenge getting out on track for the first time. I was lucky enough to have a clear track, so I had a few laps to kind of settle in, learn where my braking points were, as I didn't really have many laps in qualifying and practice. It was beautiful driving into the sunset, just absolutely stunning. Such a great experience. I think I lost a place quite early on while I was getting in the groove, but I got that back quite quickly, and we were definitely catching the next cars in front. Lots of great battles with some of the faster cars and teams on track. Just, yeah, fantastic experience. Yeah, it's there's a lot of pressure, and it's difficult to find that balance between pushing and keeping up with all of the other cars. You really do have to push the cars to the limit to keep up, but also trying to look after it and make sure that the car is going to make it to the end of the race. You really have to settle into a groove to find that balance. So that's quite tough. Yeah.
The team's been working super hard around the clock through the day and night.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we could not do this without the team. We've had some minor problems, you know, some slight touches which have caused problems. We've just done a brake pad change, and the team have been well on it. You know, super quick pit stops, super quick emergency changes of things. Just really couldn't have done it without all of their support.
Obviously, you've got your second stint coming up.
Yeah.
Do you feel ahead of that? Are you confident now? Or?
Yeah, I feel better. More confident about what I'm going to be doing on track. I feel more confident in the car now I've actually gone racing. I'm nervous because it'll be the final stint and I've got to bring it home. A lot of pressure, but very much looking forward to getting back out again and doing my final bit.
Good morning, Army Sports Car Racing fans. We are into the next day of the C1 Brscc 24-hour race. I've just about woken up. I got about 4.5 hours sleep from about 4 o'clock this morning. And I am out on the next stint. We are still going around. We're still travelling pretty well. A relatively, what's the word I want? A relatively straightforward race, I dare say, at this point in the race, when we've got about what's the time of the year? Just under 7 hours to go. Also, apologies, the audio might have changed, and while I'm having to raise my voice a bit, we're missing the cable for the little lapel microphones, so I'm having to shout. So hopefully you can hear me okay, and there's not too much wind noise actually from there. But yeah, so by way of a small update, so the only drama we've really had was the where's it gone? I don't know. But the exhaust effectively fell off the car. So we had to come in and do a quick change with that when Cobbers was out doing his stint. And do we have anything else? Oh, and Cobbers, somebody went up the inside of Cobbers at one of the turns and just clattered the side of the car a bit, but no major damage was caused. We've definitely knocked the alignment out of the car a little bit, so it's not quite handling the way it was, but that's only to be expected within a 24-hour race. The track is really dirty now. There's marbles, rubber marbles that have all the melted rubber that's coming off the tyres is absolutely everywhere across the track. So you really have to pick your line, with that in mind, because there are now cars going off the track because they're hitting the marbles and then they just can't slow down or they can't make the corner. So we've had quite a few cars this morning going off and having to get towed out. I think we're going to have to do a brake pad change. The brake pads on the car are down to about 2mm, and that was when Cobbers went out, so about an hour ago now. So we've got another set of pads good to go, but that's obviously going to add some time to our pit stop. We are running, I think, in 17th at the moment, so we're almost on the leaderboard on the television, which we're really hoping to get to. There's a few places to be gained over the next few hours, that's for sure, so hopefully we can climb up as far as we can go, really. We'll see where we end up. We've still got a long way to go. I'm driving next. I'll try and get some good footage from the head cam for you inside. We've also got GoPro footage, so I'll put that into this video as well. But overall, we're looking pretty good. Hopefully I'll get my camera back for the my cable back. What's there?
Find it on the floor.
Bloody hell.
Found it on the floor.
Right, I'll come back to you in a second. Right, back in. Hopefully you can hear me much better now without wind noise and me shouting at the camera. So Ted, who's only had about an hour's sleep.
Hello.
So it should be for the team manager.
Can't make this stick to my chest.
Probably knows a little bit more than me about what went on through the night. So any updates? I've given bits on the exhaust and
so I was actually asleep for the exhaust part, which is nice. So I came back to stories of carnage and all sorts of craziness, and turns out the car just had little stuff on the side. And crazy war stories of dented doors and all sorts. Luckily, that's not the case. The car's in really good shape. What are we, 16-ish hours into the race now? Could probably not ask for a better race so far, reliability-wise, mechanically-wise. The support crew have been absolutely sterling through the night. Most of them haven't slept. There's been a couple of people who have snuck in a few hours here and there. But generally, the race has been phenomenal in terms of what we've hoped to achieve from it, which was a nice clean race, really good driving standards, and all that in between. You know, Josh, who we've spoken about, probably you've seen this video a few times, the novice driver, the owner of the car, he put in some phenomenal driving times this morning. He drove from night into sunrise, which was a lovely time to be here. The sky was red, beautiful.
What a time to be alive.
You know, he actually gave Will's time, who's, you know, one of our #1 drives, a real run for his money in terms of the fastest lap. He was only less than half a second off that fastest lap, so Will's got to put on his big boy pants and show what he can really do in this team, or else he's at risk of getting booted. Anyway, we've got 5 or 6 hours to go, and a couple of driver changes, brake pad change. Nothing too bad. Just got to keep the car clean, bring it home, and shower ourselves in the champagne when we hit that top three on the podium. So yeah, really looking forward to it. The weather's perked up as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Good times.
Track temps are coming up. Thanks, bro.
No worries.
Cheers, both. Track temps coming up. I will add as well during the night shift in the cars. Let me just turn this microphone off so I don't get some weird noises. Yeah, when we was in the night shift, it felt like we were on a bit of a sinking ship because the electrics were slowly dying. First, we lost the rear side lights, so we had to put on the rear rain lights so we could have some rear lights on the car. And then the internal lights went on the dash, so we couldn't see our speed, the rev counter, and most importantly, we couldn't see the fuel gauge. So we had to the drivers had to go out with a trusty glow stick, what we call a silo, stick it under your leg and pull it out when you wanted to check the fuel gauge, and literally like peer against the fuel gauge to get a reading. Small fixes that we've managed to work around, but yeah, it just felt like the car was slowly dying. I'll leave what happened in my night shift to the video that Famid took, which I'll insert into this. But during that stint, my front right spot lamp went, and that's super important because it lights up the right-hand side of the track, and you really need to see that on the fast corners because that's where you're looking for your turning point, you're looking for them apexes, and it was just darkness, so you're really driving by the force, which is pretty cool to do, but yeah, ideally I'd rather have had them lights. Right, I think that's it for now. I'm going to start getting ready to get into the car. I've probably got about an hour left to wait, and we'll update you as the race progresses. Okay, back on the road. Alright guys, 2 hours later, well longer now, but 2 hours later I finished my stint. had a good little session actually, really enjoyed it. Lots and lots of battles. The car is definitely tired. The engine I think is a little bit tired. It's just lost a little bit of its what little power it had on the straights. Once you're in the tow with another car, the lap times were there, but as soon as you dropped out of the tow, blimey, it just dropped off big time. Seen a couple of rolled cars on the track. Definitely the battle of attrition is coming into play now. I think we are P15 at the moment, so we're still on the leaderboard. We might just be able to squeeze a top 10 finish in by the end of this race, which would be phenomenal. JC's out now, putting in some good lap times, and then we've got the final stint with Josh, who also put in some really good lap times driving out of the darkness this morning. So we've got one more pit stop to go, and then we're looking towards the end of the race. Right, it's the time for the final pit stop of the race. We have got Josh set, ready to go. We've got about an hour and a half left of the race. We're going to short fuel this car. We've been putting in 2 cans of fuel for every pit stop. We're going to put in a tank and a half for this stop. It's going to save us a minute in the pit stop, and we'll gain that on track. So strategy's into play now. Final stint of the race.
Mark, don't touch anything. 1, 2, 3. You can't touch till he's finished. Cool, as soon as you're clear, Chris in. Cool, now you're clear, help him if you can. Someone ready for the chalk?
Textbook. We've got an hour to go, textbook stop. JC absolutely smashed that drive. I'm disgusted to say that son of a beautiful mother beat my lap time, beat my fastest lap, but we'll have a chat with him in a minute. He's just getting a nice interview. Yeah, we have got 1 hour to push. Car seems okay, we just did a hot check on the oils. So come on, we can do this. Final hour to go. Well, that's it. We made it. We made it to the end. I don't know what to say. I haven't even put my microphone on.
You absolute crowbag. Take 7.
We've done it. We've done it. We've effing done it.
Right. We're down to the end.
What an effort. What an amazing effort. Josh, young Josh, who owns the car, has just done his first race, and a 24-hour race at that. And we made it. We made it to the end. Yeah, he gets one signature off his novice cross. God, what a weekend! What a race! What a cracking race! Just going to wait for him to come down pit lane now. We'll clap him in. Now I think it's time for a beer.
The officials, the marshals, everyone down the pit lane, and this year, this team came in camouflage.
Hey!
And they still wore high-vis vests. Do you want to be seen or not? The first award for the Brscc 24-hour race of 2025. The spirit of the event goes to the Army Motorsport team.
Hey! JC from the good coppers.
Thomas is fucking. They were just stuck in the corner as well with this very expensive camera. He's wounded. Look at his camera's covered in
Well, that wraps up an absolutely epic weekend with Army Sports Car Racing in the mighty C1 and the C1 24-hour at Silverstone GP circuit. We absolutely nailed that weekend. I'm sure, as you've seen throughout this vlog, the amount of work and effort that went into making this happen. Everyone is very tired. We're just packing up now and I need to help, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this long but utterly worthwhile video. We are elated. We're super happy as a team, and I think we all deserve a beer. So on that note, again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. Cheers guys. Bye bye.